Hey everybody, welcome back to Play the Hits. Nick, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice and cold and damp outside. It's Christmas, isn't it?
It sure feels a little more wintry than the last week of high 50s, low 60s that we've had.
60 degrees on a green Christmas. What a lame Christmas it was.
Yep, but global warming's not real, so at least we can take comfort in that.
Global warming doesn't make it 20 degrees hotter from year to year, but I take your point.
No, but irregular climate shit, sure. Oh, God. I hate these guys. They don't obey the rules of bouncing back. Oh, for God's sake. Of bouncing back when I hit them.
Well, I mean, they're not going to make it easy for you, so...
No.
I understand this is the maiden voyage of your new computer, is it not?
Yes. Though actually, if you look at our channel, I did run a few tests earlier using Cyberpunk, just to make sure it was seaworthy.
So what'd you get? Who'd you get it from?
I ended up just building it on Newegg and having it shipped to me.
Yeah. Remember you saying that now.
Yeah.
Good.
What's up?
What?
Oh, you said whoop.
Oh no, I said well, good.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant. So we just had like a weird issue where like the video was not showing up properly for you on Discord, and I just wanted to make sure that wasn't happening again.
It's fine. You know, I sound weird on the best of days, anyways.
What do you think these little shake weight enemies are actually supposed to be?
Shake weights.
Shake weights. I mean, I can't see them as anything but shake weights.
These are like speed booster blocks, aren't they?
You are correct. Which means we're probably going to get the speed booster here pretty quick.
Oh, we don't have that yet?
Nope. No, we do not.
It's like two things of cinnamon toast crunch stuck together.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, hey. There we go.
Look at that.
Look at that.
There they are.
Spood booster.
Just like everybody thought.
Yep. You know, you'd think having replayed this game as many times as I have, that I would remember where everything is, but... Oh, hey, funny story, though. A little test of my skill in this game. I booted up AM2R when we found out that Max wouldn't be able to join us this evening, just to get everything loaded. Came to find out that, of course, my save did not transfer from my old PC to my new. So I spent the last 35 minutes voraciously rushing through the beginning of the game to get exactly where we were when we cut the stream off.
Okay.
Only took me 36 minutes.
That is some devotion to the cause.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I once did that for Castlevania so you could play through as Reinhardt, so I share your pain.
Oh, Reinhardt.
No, because you got to beat that. You got to beat that darn game as Cornell first. And I refuse to play as Cornell.
I was gonna say, when are we gonna do our Cornell run through just to torture you?
Never, never. I
Not
hate
happening.
it. Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Nope.
Not even close.
I have to. Okay, it's right where that rock is.
Yep. Marked out pretty nicely there.
All right, shake weights. Come on.
Do you have the screw attack? No, you have the space jump. That's right.
I do. There we go. There she is. Oh, so Nick, did you have a good Christmas? Santa bring you anything nice?
No, I didn't get anything despite having gotten gifts for everybody else. Next question.
Oh, great. Well, at least you got a nice book from your friend Chris.
That's true, and retaliation is on the way. I'm just waiting for your
You know, I do love your taste in books.
You know, I've read enough to where I'm pretty good at picking them out, so
yeah.
I think you'll really like one of them at the very least.
I'm glad you like this tradition for the last 2 years, because I'm pretty much going to make it my annual thing.
No, I think it's great. I thoroughly enjoy it, so...
I can pretty much
it's a good idea.
Guarantee to pick out something you don't already have, and I get to wander a bookstore and look at books for a while. It's a win-win for everybody.
How was your Christmas?
Not too shabby. You know, Christmas Day and Eve
Oh,
are
that's right.
two of my busiest work days of the year. But then
Tend to be a bit of a
afterwards,
mess,
I get
yes.
a pretty decent and quiet week. Though this week I'm kind of the on-call guy while our other guy travels, so I'm a little busier than I'd like to be, but not bad.
Yeah, I think this time last year, wasn't there like a major blizzard or something moving in?
Oh, that doesn't sound right, but but you
Because,
know, I'm having trouble picturing any cold weather right now.
You can't just say no. No, because I think it was between Christmas and New Year's, and that's when we were really into the randomizer. I remember there's a big snow front that was moving in.
Ah, okay. Well, see, Northwest Ohio gets more normal weather than
That's true.
Middle
that's true.
Indiana.
That's true. I
All
keep
of our
forgetting
snow
there's
comes in like the last week of February. And Nick, if you were that item on the radar, where would you be?
a little odd that that tunnel doesn't lead anywhere. Okay, that's something, but why?
Ow. You know, these little buggers, some of my least favorite enemies in the game. They're just annoying to hit.
Could it be in that second slot there?
Let's take a look. There it is.
Oh, I see what they want you to do. Okay. How, yeah.
So, you are picking up Baldur's Gate 3, I hear.
Yeah, I just bought it, and I was installing it until it started janking with the audio, so I'll let all 100 gigs of that install overnight.
I plan on getting that the moment I finish enough of my log that I can,
Is that one a speed booster block or not?
yeah, it is. Damn it. That
Are
I
you
can
sure?
sensibly commit myself to an RPG of that length. I've got to start from this room.
Alright.
There we go.
Okay, alright, so it was a speed booster block.
Boom. Nailed it. Okay,
I figure,
now we can
I
progress.
figure after coming up for air after Yakuza and Ultra Kill, that was a decent next project. I've always wanted to get into Dungeons and Dragons, and a friend streamed it for me a couple days ago, and I thought, oh, you know what? All right, this will be a good introduction to it.
I've enjoyed the Baldur's Gate series. It's been a very long time since I played 2.
Didn't BioWare do the original Baldur's Gates?
Oh man, I don't even know. Maybe.
This has been
BioWare did
bothering
used to be
me.
great.
This has been bothering me all day, actually, because of how similar to KOTOR Baldur's Gate looks.
Yeah, BioWare was just a different beast back in the...
Yeah, they did. They did
The good
Baldur's
old
Gate 2.
Oh, really?
Okay,
I don't
so
know
I'm not
why
crazy.
I felt compelled to hang out in the lava to pick up that piece of health that, you know, I lost all the health that I
Yeah,
would
did you
have
get a
gained
net
from it.
gain or did you get a net loss?
Oh, easily a net loss.
Okay, then I guess it wasn't a good idea.
No.
This is also how I run our business, so.
Net gain or net loss? Oh, the enemies here are dicks. That's just a dick
It's
place.
okay, you're doing a pretty good job avoiding them, so.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know, I like how he just kind of stood there and waited. Oh, he's dumb at least, so there's that.
Who's dumber? The lady shooting at him from the
Who's
lava?
gonna
or
die first?
Who's gonna die first? Oh, it was him. I regret nothing.
No, there has to be something back there. Oh,
You
you
would
don't
think.
have power bombs yet.
Though, if I remember right, almost none. I think there's maybe one Metroid room in this game that has a secret exit, and that ain't it.
What a strange decision.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good you. Oh man. So for as little treats for myself, having got the new PC, I went on the Steam sale. I got the DLC for Cyberpunk, which, god damn it, which is currently my main project.
Yeah, I see you've been pumping the hours into that.
Oh yeah, it's such a wonderful game, and like just having the new PC is just kind of reawakened my interest in it. And the DLC really is good. I mean, CD Projekt Red can really crank them out when they want to. I heard that's where
the game kind of fixed itself.
Yeah, though I was one of those folks who still enjoyed it even before it got updated to kind of be the game that everybody wanted it to be. Like, I kind of figured I was getting into a open world RPG without a whole lot of direction, and so I was not disappointed when that's exactly what I got.
I walked out of the room for 10 seconds and now you're this thing.
Oh, you've been gone this whole time.
No, just for 10 seconds.
Just for 10 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, it's that time of night where I decide I suddenly need to eat my entire body weight in snacks.
Yep. I do the same thing, like, except I'm about, probably, 50 pounds heavier than you. Where like, I'll do great all day and not glut myself, only to then eat like a pig right at the close of the day.
My logic is I'm eating all of it with a couple tall glasses of milk, so you got to get that protein, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Practically eating vegetables. I'm not gonna lie, I love this little guy.
He's like the upper body of a man, but that's had its everything from the thighs torn off.
Right?
A little horrifying to me, but...
Oh, I thought I was going to make it. That's okay. I think we're coming up on one of my favorite parts of this game. If I'm remembering right. Oh no, we're getting the super missiles. That's also cool.
I had completely forgotten the super missiles in this game.
Yeah. Was it Metroid Fusion that did kind of the weird super missiles where, like, you had to charge your regular missiles?
Honestly,
am I remembering that right?
I don't remember.
I know for sure that you could charge missiles in that game because that's how you did the stupid ice missiles.
Fusion is honestly such a, like, blank spot in my head. I think I played through it once and that was it. I was never particularly impressed by that game.
I did not dislike it, but it was certainly... if I consider Zero Mission and AM2R the definitive experiences of the first two games, then Fusion becomes my least favorite in the series.
Well, it also came out almost the same time. Actually, it did come out the same time as Prime, right?
Yes. And there was actually a lot of crossover between the two of them, if I remember right.
There was. Like, you could get some, like, exclusive suits or whatever.
Right. And, again, Fusion, I don't hate it, but, you know, a lot of the problems that most people have with it are kind of my issues. The linearity, more than anything, turns me off. I
mean, I don't know, people said it did some, like, you know, oh, it's a great survival horror game. No, it's not.
No, it's really not. Like, yeah, I would never call that game a survival horror. I say this as someone who really enjoys a good survival horror. I'm being overly cavalier, so I figured I'd go back and restore my health. Nick, do you think there's something down there in that bottom part next to where I got the super missile?
Hold on, I walked out of the room for 10 seconds. I'll be right back.
It's not gonna hurt me to check. Oh, I really thought I was gonna thread the needle.
Okay, there, I'm all snacked out. Now I'm parked here on the couch for the rest of the night.
What's your snack of choice this evening?
I got some taro wafers from an Asian grocer. Love me some taro.
Mm-hmm. Those are delicious. I'm also one of those weird people who really enjoys just the nope, that's just the room with the Metroid. Okay. I'm one of those really weird people who enjoys the hell out of a plain like European wafer cookie. You ever had
What do
those?
they call those? Like Orthellos or some such?
Like, yeah, I think they just call them biscuits. But yeah, that's essentially all it is. It's just a plain like vanilla wafer. But you know, if they make them right, if they're well baked and the sugar proportion is good, then they're a real treat.
Typically, you're not going to get that though.
No, but I mean, if you go to Aldi and you get like their little tins of them, they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have to actually
Typically,
come
the
from
ones I
Germany
get
or
are
something.
just like a little soggy, and I hate that.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, whenever a good like biscuit cookie starts to get soft, it loses something. It's got to have that really satisfying snap to it. Boy, do I hate these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here too.
Yep. Oh man. Oh, but anyways, so going back to the Steam sale, Cyberpunk DLC, and then I also picked up. Have you ever played any of the Hitman games?
No, but a friend of mine and I played through 3 pretty extensively.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I picked up 3 because apparently it has all the levels from 1 and 2 as well, and I thought, like, completely ignoring the story, it might be like a good episodic thing to go through and just see how over the top we can get with our assassinations.
Funny enough, I think that game was released episodically. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, but
Yeah.
was that Hitman 3 or Hitman 2 that was released
I want to
episodically?
say it was Hitman 3 because I thought it was the latest one.
Okay, yeah, you might be right.
I seem to recall like a mission every couple weeks would drop or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I do vaguely remember what you're referencing. It's been quite a while.
I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's a perfectly competent game.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
And I also got myself something else, and I'm failing to remember what it was, because, of course, I started with Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
But it seemed like a great idea when I bought it.
Most Steam purchases usually do. That's how a lot of those games that just sit in our library start out as a good idea.
As purchases that I must have. But no, it was one that I'd been looking at for a little while, and just hadn't pulled the trigger on until the price was right. Crap, what was it? Okay. So, Spudbuster. There we go.
Now I got I should probably shop the Steam sale at some point, but I did pick up Ultra Kill the first day that the sale started. Saved a whopping $5.
How much is that right now? Because you've raved about it enough that my curiosity is piqued.
Oh my god, I love that game so much. It is $20 for $20 right now. Yeah.
Okay, it's not bad. I got $20.
I did it mostly to support the developer, but man, over the past week, I think I've pumped like 25 some hours into that. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Who made it?
One guy.
Awesome.
Their name is Hakita, and it's been their like kind of passion project for the last 3 years.
Okay. Got feel.
It's wonderful. It's like Doom or Quake, but just 10 times the madness, and you got to experience
10 times the
it.
madness. That is.
I mean, it's fast, it's loud, it can be headache-inducing, but boy, is it rewarding feeling. The soundtrack, by the way, is incredible. For the last couple weeks, have just had that playing at my desk at work. It's
nice.
Wonderful. Like I pretty much bought the game just for the OST.
Damn it.
So.
I hate these Shine Spark ones where I just can't get it. There we go.
There you go.
He got it.
Oh look, missiles. 5 of them, in fact.
Yep. I'll take it. Okay, I'm gonna pause because this is driving me nuts. What did I buy? Hold on. Let me go to Steam. Go to my purchase histories.
You're gonna tab out and risk doinking with. Okay.
This is the kind of quality content that our viewers demand, Nick. They must know what my recent purchases were. Okay. Library. What did I buy, Nick?
I don't know. Should I go into my
start taking guesses as I find it.
Let's see here. What did you get? No Man's Sky.
Nope.
Starfield.
Nope.
Starfield, I believe, is now mostly negative on Steam.
Oh, duh. Like a Dragon Ishin.
Which one is that?
The Yakuza. It's more like a traditional Yakuza game, but it's set in feudal Japan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I haven't installed it yet because again I was kind of waiting for the new PC to arrive, and now that it has, I definitely will. I'm sure that I'll play the hell out of it.
Yakuza 7, and I'm waiting for Infinite Wealth to drop on the 24th of January.
Is Infinite Wealth a direct sequel to Like a Dragon?
Yes.
Excellent.
At this point, I
finish
believe
Like a Dragon
is...
and then play the shit out of that too.
I believe at this point the series has been handed over to Ichiban at this point.
Oh, good. He's such a likable protagonist.
Yeah, a good fun character. So
he's essentially a puppy, which is all anybody wants.
No, 7 was my introduction to that series, and I don't regret it. So.
Yeah, so Yakuza, I've been aware of them forever, and I've always meant to play one of them, because they were made as kind of a spiritual successor to Shenmue, which are two of my favorite games of all time and one really meh game.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what happens when you come back 20 years later.
Yeah, 20 years later,
and
there's like internal strife as to whether it should be a Dreamcast game or a PS4 game. Hey, there we go. This will be nice. Yeah.
I always actively avoided those games because the impression I had was I thought they were essentially going to be like Japanese Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row.
Oh yeah, no, nothing like that.
And I hate those games because they're so nihilistic and pessimistic, and just
they're also
they're games that will just do anything for attention or laugh.
And no matter how well they're made, they can't help but feeling low effort.
I wouldn't say low effort, just appeal to an audience that...
Okay, yep, there we go. I was going to say...
It's appeal to like a lowest common denominator.
Thank
right?
you. Those were going to be my exact words. To not sound elitist here, but I really do feel like they are appealing to the lowest common denominator. Like, oh, hey, I totally beat that bitch up. Yeah.
Right. Well,
cool.
And if that's where you decide to put your marketing for the game, then that's on you guys, right?
Yeah.
No, there's, as much as I hate to admit it, I mean, there's a lot of effort that is put into the GTA games, but unfortunately, that's just effort that is for a product that I in no way care about.
Absolutely. And my favorite GTA is still GTA 4, because I really feel like that was kind of a turning point for Rockstar, where they decided they were actually going to put real talent and effort into their narratives. But then GTA 5, no way. Like, I did not feel that game's story at all. And
you're not excited for... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and their kind of primo writing team seems to have jumped ship entirely to Red Dead Redemption, which, I'm fine with.
Yeah. So you weren't one of these people on the internet who went nuts when the trailer for GTA 6 dropped?
I mean, there are so many games where I can drive cars and go on rampages that, like, it's gonna have to do something. It's gonna have to do something else if I'm going to get excited about it.
Have you seen this trailer yet?
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
It's something. I mean, it looks...
Oh, graphically, yes. Very impressive.
I mean, I see... Here's the thing, is there's some frames from that looked realistic, like real life, but
Mhm.
like there's like a little bit of AI schmear on
Yeah,
some
I
of
think
the
you're right.
pictures.
They're doing something with that graphics engine. I'll be curious to see what it actually is.
I'm wondering if they went like full hog on AI and they're just kind of keeping it under their hats because of how that's perceived right
Well,
now.
I do know that one of the reasons that it looks as realistic as it does is I think a lot of them were taken from actual like viral videos and newscasts of like bizarre things that have happened in Florida.
But they remade them like in their engine, if I remember
Correct.
correct. Yeah.
So I mean, it's meant to look like a newscast. And if you slap a good filter on it, I mean, you can make N64 games look like live television if you put the right filter on them. That's a lie.
Well,
but
until
you
I
know,
see,
you
yeah, I
get
was
my
gonna say
point.
until I see a trailer for one of them. But yeah, and overall it just ended up being, oh, here's a trailer for a game that looks impressive that I will never play. So
Yeah, and like I said, you know, there's so many other games that are doing what GTA does in the what 11 years since GTA 5 came out, 12 years,
mhm.
something like that.
If I were them, I'd be really nervous because I mean, like, look what's happened between Skyrim and Starfield. You
Oh,
know,
I know, right?
they've kind of lost a lot of that. I
They
hesitate to
have,
use the term street
yeah.
cred, but like, what has Bethesda done since Skyrim?
Uh-oh. I thought we were frozen there for a
Ooh,
second.
I got nervous too.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something with GTA to carve out a new identity for it, or something that
Will they?
distinguishes it from the other, you know, cop killing, rampage inducing, you know, shock games that are out there.
What's the go-to series for that right now? Like who else is doing that?
Oh, put me on the spot now, and I can't think of a good example. I mean, you mentioned Saints Row.
Because that's well, when was the last time a Saints Row game came out though?
Oh, not that long ago. What
There was that really, really, really bad reboot that
Yacked Out of
nobody
Hell,
liked,
maybe?
rightfully so.
Watch
Saints Row
Dogs.
Saints Row hasn't been good since Saints Row 2, but
Yeah. Well, and same with Watch Dogs, actually. Like, what Watch Dogs had a really good second game, and then Legion just didn't quite hit the mark that they were aiming for.
that's a Ubisoft property, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that sounds
Ubisoft
like it
is
would
in
be.
kind of straits too right now.
They're owned, I think, by the Embracer Group, aren't they?
Really? Why does that sound
Um,
like a cult?
It's a huge what's that term? Investment fund.
Oh,
And
really?
they have spent a good portion of the last few years buying up tons of game properties, and I
No.
think Ubisoft is one of them.
Nothing.
They're also known for holding the rights to the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they recently just shut down like everything associated with that Gollum game that came out. They just
Yeah.
torched the earth on that one.
Oh, as well they should. I've seen enough of that game to know a broken product that was meant to cash in on a not very good TV series when I see one.
Well, I don't think it had anything to do with the TV series. I mean, clearly there was a lot of time that was spent on the lore, but I think it was one of those things where you had a passionate team who did not have the resources or funds to realize their vision in
Oh, yeah, I
any
agree.
capacity
But
whatsoever.
I mean, I have a hard time believing that within a year of a major Lord of the Rings franchise coming out, that game wasn't rushed out the door to hopefully meet some fan hype that was still going on because of the series.
Oh, I'm sure it was rushed in every sense of the word. But did you know that there is DLC for that game where
Wait, for the
What was it?
Gollum game?
oh, there's a bunch of DLC for that. Yeah.
Yeah, to
One
start.
of them was a DLC where you could like download an Elvish language pack,
No.
so that like all the languages in the game would be in Elvish. Yeah, they like recorded all this stuff and charged like $20 for it. My favorite
Get out
one
of
was
town.
$5 to get Gollum to say "my precious" in game. But it had like a
Nuh-uh.
30-second cooldown and didn't do anything. Look this up, it's amazing.
No way.
No.
I mean, I believe you totally, but no way.
Like, yeah, so...
Like, this is where 2023 has landed us, huh?
But the game got exactly like what it deserved ultimately as a finished product. Intentions be damned. Like, it ended up where it needed to be. As far as how people felt about it. Whatever happened to the Amazon Lord of the Rings series, by the way? Didn't they spend...
I think it pattered out pretty hard.
You know, I think what's going on is I think they're... Ooh. Boy, you like have stumbled into a nest here.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely a nest.
I think they're doubling down on the Wheel of Time now that they've realized that's a little bit more marketable.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like less of a known quantity, so they don't have to worry about people screaming about them ruining the property they have already loved, because nobody knows anything about Lord of the Wheel of Time. So you can just bastardize that as much as you want.
Yeah, because you know that nobody who didn't grow up with the series is going to pick up 15 fucking books.
No one's got time for that.
I mean, even I don't. Truthfully, like I wouldn't.
I mean, and here's the thing: is I regret having done it. I got nothing from that past book 3, so.
But hey, you got to read 3 really good books.
Yeah, that's true at the cost of about the next 400 hours of my life, but it's fine. I wasn't really doing much in 2020 anyways, so.
Oh, it was 2020 when you got those. That was probably the best year for it.
Probably thereabouts, maybe a year sooner. I'd have to check my list, but I've read so much better and so much shorter stuff.
Oh yeah.
Highly, highly, highly recommend The Blade itself. What an amazing series.
The Blade itself?
The Blade itself.
I don't. How have I
I'm currently
not heard
reading
you
the
talk
3rd
about
book
this
of the
one?
trilogy. Don't worry about it. You'll hear about it soon enough.
Something tells me, Chris, that a little mailbox might tell you about it.
The Blade itself isn't exactly high art, but it has, I mean, it's fun, and it's got one of my favorite, I think it is literally my favorite literary character of all time.
Oh, interesting.
Who's your
not
favorite
Severian,
literary
huh?
character? I like Severian for what he stands for, but as an actual character, I think this character takes the cake.
You know, it's funny, I was going to save that for book club, but you said it before I did, so I won't feel as bad about saying it.
How is that a fall down block?
Don't know.
That's odd.
I don't remember this room very well at all.
Oh, wait. I bet you had to, like, bomb some of those. Yeah. Or, I guess I'm wrong, I don't know.
It feels like you should be right.
Yes, I say that all the time.
Guys, this is one of those situations where it really feels like I should be right, and you're all stupid. We'll come back. We always come back.
Huh, how strange. Okay, I mean, I appreciate a good little puzzle occasionally.
When we get the super bombs, all mysteries will be revealed.
That's true.
Which I don't think is too terribly far away.
I feel like it's been a long time as far as a Metroid game goes, as far as getting the super bombs, power bombs.
Yeah, they were such an early item in Super Metroid that you kind of take that for granted.
If you were really clever, you could get them before the super missiles, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's right. You could sequence break that game super easy, which is what made the randomizer so much fun.
Yeah, that's true. I've been kind of toying with the idea of picking that up if I didn't have so many of the things I was doing.
Oh, doing another randomizer?
Yeah, just to kind of pull that out and have an excuse to do it again.
Dude, go ahead.
That's one of the reasons I love Ultra Kill so much, is because it's that old school kind of vein, and every stage has challenges to it, and a lot of those challenges revolve around trying to find ways to like sequence break the stages, and I love that.
Oh yeah. One thing that I really love about this newest version of AM2R that we're playing right now, I think I told you this last episode too, there is a built-in randomizer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which is great because, like I said, I really do consider this right up there with Super Metroid for me. So
No,
if I play
is
this
definitely one of
enough
the best
that I get
Metroids.
truly good at it, then I would consider doing that.
I'd like to see that.
I will let you know how it goes after I polish this off once or twice more on the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck. Now, there's something I haven't bought yet, but it's not exactly on sale. But I'm still toying with the
I'm
idea.
actually really surprised they didn't. That seemed like the winter sale seems like a really good opportunity to, you know, either start moving the OLEDs or clearing out their inventory of first-gen models.
How much did you pay for your model?
Um,
And how big was it?
when I got it on discount last year, I think $100 off.
How much did you pay total?
I got the
1 terabyte,
the
right?
512 gig, which was the highest you could get at the time, and I think it normally would have been 600, so 500.
Really? Well, I need to go look this up now because that's not what it costs currently.
No, Valve is being super aggressive with the Steam Deck, and they're actually moving the price down at a respectable rate. But like, whereas Nintendo still insists that the Switch is a $400 console for the OLED version, which is less powerful than most mobile phones.
But I think Nintendo does it because we expect them to do it.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing as Apple, which is another company whose product I really enjoy but hate their business practices.
Okay, it's $450 for the LCD 500 gig.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense given that that's now the runner-up, right? You can get a terabyte, correct?
Oh, you can get a terabyte with the OLED is what it is.
And that's 600?
That's 650.
Okay, so yeah, it makes sense that the one that I bought last year would go down to that price.
Because here's the thing is, I don't know, I'm a little nervous about OLED screens because I've heard a lot about burn-in.
I have an OLED TV, and I watch a lot of videos and games on it, and I've had it for... Oh, you and I watched the original Doom right when I got it.
Yeah.
And so I've had it that long, and I haven't had a single flicker of burn-in.
Mm-hmm.
Though granted, the house making it will make a lot of difference. Like LG does this thing like a pixel refresh where it is like over the course of you watching it for an hour, it will shift the pixels like 2 over, so that like it's imperceptible, but it keeps them from burning in.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at these right now. We have permanently discounted these models at the ability available until they're out of stock. I mean, I'm wondering how many gigs I need on this, though, because, I mean, a terabyte, is nice, but is it really worth an extra $100?
Honestly, no. What I would do if I were you would be to buy the 512, and then for $50, go treat yourself to, a $20 512 gigabyte memory card, or micro SD card that will double your storage.
Oh, can you do that for these?
Yep. I have a 1 terabyte micro SD card along with my 512 gigabytes of console storage. And I think even last year, not buying it on sale, it only cost me like, I don't know, $50, I think, for that 1 terabyte.
I was gonna say,
Memory is super cheap right now. Whether you want to upgrade your computer with a new NVMe or just get a micro SD card, they are dirt cheap right now.
And it's I might just split the baby down the middle, right? And get a
always 500... a good metaphor.
I'm thinking of getting a middle ground option of getting the OLED at 512 gigabytes for 550.
Yeah, give yourself the nicer screen. And honestly, like I said, burn-in, just make sure you don't leave it running on the menu, which really you can't, because the Steam Deck will shut itself down after, 20 minutes of being idle. Or less. So really, like, there is next to no risk of burn-in on a device like that.
Well,
A
if this
TV
comes,
maybe if you don't treat it right, but oh crap, this is the power bomb room.
so if this comes with an NVMe SSD for 512, that's the internal memory, right? I can still upgrade that without any issues.
So the NVMe, no, that is built in hard. You would have to crack your machine open to replace it, but the micro SD card slot just sits on the bottom of the system and it's ready to go whenever you
Okay,
are.
I gotcha.
And it's quite literally as easy as plugging the card in, going into your user settings, and say, hey, I want all my downloads to go here now.
Gotcha. I see. Okay.
The whole process takes a grand total of about 25 seconds.
And I mean, I don't know how many 100 gig games I actually play anyways, so...
Yeah, honestly, like, the only reason I filled up my 512 gigs of memory is just laziness to delete the ones that I'm not playing.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of the Steam stuff.
Yep. But, you know, it's amazing how much of a difference a terabyte makes, because you can store a huge library of Steam games for a terabyte.
Oh, and even like you said, you can just go ahead and get yourself, you know, a card with cheap
exactly.
Memory,
So you get that 1 terabyte memory micro SD card, and you're sitting on 1.5 terabytes. I mean, that's most of your library, probably.
Yeah, and it seamlessly saves all of your. It cross saves for you, right?
Correct. Yes, that's one of the things that I've loved most about the Steam Deck, is just being able to start a game on my PC, take the Steam Deck with me to work, and then on my lunch break pick up exactly where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have the cloud save enabled, which I think is automatically enabled in Steam, then you should be good to go.
Now, this reminds me, have you had any problems transferring your saves over from your old PC to your new PC?
No, because I actually kind of thought ahead about that, and so I had all of my Steam library on my not NVMe, but what came before, SATA, my SATA hard drive. And so all I did was open up my case with my old computer, screw it right out, plug it into my new one, and my library was right there waiting for me.
Oh, so did you transfer it over, like, that way, or?
Yep. Yeah, literally, like, no data transfer occurred at all. I literally just took the hard drive, one of the hard drives out of my old computer, and put it into my new computer.
Oh, so it's still in the new computer, I see.
Correct.
That would have been nice.
Though
yeah,
I will say that after doing that, I left the computer on while I went out to get lunch with Sarah and the boys, and asked Steam to move my library over to my main drive, which is an NVMe, and that was well worth doing because my games load about 10 times faster on that than the SATA. So now the SATA has become like my program files, my Windows stuff, all that good jazz. And all of my video games are now on my NVMe drive, which is so nice.
I ask because when I got my new computer, I should have done what you said. I should have just took out the old hard drive.
Just transplanted it?
Yeah, because I had to move a lot of my saves over. Because the Steam Cloud stuff is great, but it wasn't the thing that was available for some of the older Steam games that I played.
Oh, okay.
So I had to manually transfer them all. So.
Yeah, I think most Steam games now support it. There's probably still a few that don't.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but there's still a lot of the older games that are, from like circa 2016 that I still play that just are never going to get revisited.
Well, I don't know. I've played. Oh God, I have a couple games older than that all seem to transfer just fine.
Yeah.
You might have to. You might have to manually enable cloud saving for some games.
We're talking like smaller studio, or not even like studios, but like smaller games that had like 2 or 3 devs on them.
Sure, but hypothetically that shouldn't matter because you can save anything with bits and bytes into the cloud. So there might just be a setting there that you haven't tweaked.
maybe. Regardless, this computer's only a year and a half old. It should be a good long time before I need to transfer this out
Oh
again.
yeah, you're not gonna look at updating. I mean, you'll probably update your graphics card and your processor once or twice before you even consider buying a new PC.
I find it funny that my sister still has my old computer, and it's still working just fine for her.
You know, if all you're wanting to play are indie titles and, you know, kind of classic emulation, then, man, a good old GTX 650 or something like that is going to serve you just fine. We are blasting through this game, dude.
Yeah, quite literally. Oh, is this the power bombs?
We're getting
Is this
close.
where we get those?
I think, yeah, we're getting close to the power bombs, and there's going to be that explosion sequence, which is really cool.
Now, refresh my memory. What was the Federation doing here?
Metroids studying. Oh, so I think they were under the impression that because Mother Brain was experimenting on Metroids and made some of them into weapons, that all Metroids were bad. And so they were here to wipe them out, and that's where Samus came in. Like she's operating on that same information, I think.
You also wipe them out.
Right. It's only when, you know, she kills the mother Metroid and meets the baby that she changes her mind.
Because all the Metroids on this planet are controlled by the one queen, like most species.
Well, but you have to. I mean, not that I care anything about Metroid lore. But it makes sense to me that the Metroids here would be really aggressive when you're literally breaking into their homes to kill them. So, like, of course they're going to look like bad guys when you bust into their house and they try to kill you.
This is basically just a game about genocide, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, it is. I think I missed something. No?
So,
what was the rumbling? What changed? It has to be over there.
If you go all the way to your left and up, it looks like there's further up you can go on the map.
Yeah. I want to check the room over to my right, though, first, since it's closer.
Fair.
Sorry, you were going to say something.
I can't remember. Do you tussle with Ridley in this game? I don't think you do. Did they shoehorn one in?
They shoehorned him into the official Nintendo... Okay, I was right. They shoehorned him into the official Nintendo remake, but fortunately this game does not take that road.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, Nintendo knows exactly what people expect to see in a Metroid game, and it doesn't matter if Ridley really belongs there or not. He's going to be there.
Kind of like the management simulators in the Assassin's Creed games. Like, they really don't need to be in here post-Ezio, but they're going to be in there.
Yeah. So in the 3DS version of Metroid 2, Ridley is the surprise real final boss. Which is just stupid, because the fight with the Queen Metroid is awesome and iconic and, like, really unique for the series. And Ridley is just Ridley.
I'm gonna look this up.
Oh, it's stupid as shit. I think they gave him, like, robo wings or something. Which is funny, because Super Metroid picks up right after, and he doesn't have robo wings, so whatever.
Right.
It was just Nintendo undermining its own property to be like, see, we're cooler than AM2R. We put Ridley in our game. Ugh.
Now, I have to say, I think one of my favorite Ridley renditions was the one from, what is it, Metroid Zero Mission?
The mecha thing at the end?
Yeah, I liked that because
that was cool.
The strength of that Ridley was determined by your completion percentage.
Yes, that was a neat gimmick.
Yes, I really like that, because I remember I was doing my, like, no item run. I was like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna beat Ridley, and then he's down in like 2 shots. I was like, oh,
I love
games that
do that, where the final boss will actually become more of a challenge when you go out of your way to get all of the
Depending on your playstyle.
bonus materials. Yeah, right. But like you go and you find a world-ending, god-slaying sword, and you have nothing to use it on. I mean, at the very least, you know, give Kefka an extra 100,000 HP to,
Right.
to let you put it through its paces.
I love that you can still steal an Atma weapon and a Ragnarok from him in the Game Boy Advance version, then proceed to use those.
In the post-game, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Because I'm sure originally they were like, what the hell, let's just start giving them all this like fun stuff at the end. They can't use it.
Yeah, right. By the way, you just triggered something that I've been meaning to bitch about for a while. We all know that I am a big fan of the FF Pixel remasters, yes?
Yeah.
Well, they've fallen out of my good graces because Square Enix refuses to update the PC versions, which were the ones that were successful enough that they could make a console version of it.
That's the one that just came out recently with the
yeah. So there's the console one,
right?
but they have some added features that they have not ported to the Steam versions. It makes no sense.
Oh, so you mean like Final Fantasy IV is just Final Fantasy IV, none of the extra content?
Oh, correct. Well, yeah. Well, and so that's part 2 of what I wanted to say. They also refuse to add any of the GBA bonus content to any of the games.
Oh yeah, they are giving you the bare bones originals, like because like you don't get any of the extra dungeons you got with any of the 6 stuff. You just
which is just stupid because those should be the definitive way to play those games.
That's why I refused to buy them, because I was like, no, I won't stand for that.
Well, yeah, and so another thing, then you should also refuse them because at least the Steam versions, because they're incomplete versions, like the ones on the Nintendo Switch and PS4. If you get those versions, you get extra quality of life features that are actually really nice if all you want to do is just play through the story again. And they refuse to release those on the Steam version.
So kind of like some things that like speed up battles and that?
Yeah, like there's like an EXP multiplier. You can like turn off random battles. So you can basically make the game as easy or hard as you want it, and it's all totally optional. They also removed like the super tiny like smooth text that looked really weird, and replaced it with kind of font that looked more like it came from the original games, which is, in my view, kind of a minor gripe. But the fact is they did it, and I would like it, you know?
Right. So that brings 2 things to mind for me. One is that, yeah, I mean, you can... Good lord, you can just like go grab a ROM of the GBA versions, and they're going to be much more complete. And
and thanks to the ROM hacking community, you can get it looking and sounding as good as the Pixel remasters too.
Right, and here's the thing: is I'd like to slip them the money for the complete versions of the games, but I don't know, man. Like, why doesn't Square Enix just go to Vim's Lair and just grab a couple of ROMs?
Well, you know, I kind of get the feeling that's what they did, and they just slap new sprites on top of it. I mean, I know they didn't. There are some parts of those games that are different or slightly improved.
Because if they did, they'd have the complete versions, right?
Oh no, sorry, the SNES original ROMs, not the.
Oh right. Yeah, I was talking about the GBAs.
Yeah, no, I
think I have all of those.
Yeah, it would not be hard for them to do. Like that data already exists. I mean, but they don't. Well, probably because they're waiting like another year to say, oh, the definitive versions just got more definitive. For only $50 in DLC, you can get the extra dungeons. I guarantee you that's the horseshit they're going to pull.
No, they're not, because they've already forgotten about it and they've moved on.
Yeah, like, they've already made their money, you're right.
Yeah, Square Enix is infamous for abandoning their PC stuff and not supporting it as soon as it launches.
Yeah. Yep, which is exactly why we aren't getting those quality of life improvements from the Switch or PS4 versions. It's not that they can't, it's that it's not worth the 1.5 days of manpower it would take to put those on the Steam versions.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
silly.
It's a sad state of affairs. Here's the thing: is I think it'd be really difficult for me, as my second point, to play through those older games without some of those quality of life modifiers for time, because on one hand, it's like you kind of want to play it in the original Greek, but on the other hand, it's like I've done this and I kind of want to just zoom through this.
Yeah.
A friend and I ran into this when we were both kind of grinding the last few levels for like a dragon, because we were talking about just like RPGs are great, but when you get into the grinds, like who has time for that anymore? Like, is that a thing? Like culturally, we just don't accept it, or we just don't accept it because we're older now?
I think because we're older, and like in order for me to actually suffer through an RPG's grind segments, it has to be an RPG that I really, really love. But like I don't know. I
think it's a cultural shift, because I mean, like nobody wants to sit there and just grind on enemies.
Right. Like prior to Sea of Stars, the last RPG I considered grinding for was probably Persona 5. And fortunately, Sea of Stars, there's almost no need to grind whatsoever.
Right, because grind, I think, was a way to artificially lengthen gameplay, and we don't need to do that. Yeah, particularly in an environment where there's so much competing for your attention.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I almost picked up Sea of Stars, but I'm glad to hear that it's respectful of your time.
Oh yeah, it's a 20-hour RPG. That when you play through it on New Game Plus and you have your ultimate weapons and everything, will probably become like a 12 to 15-hour RPG. It's essentially the same length as Chrono Trigger.
And that's kind of one that I really want to play on the Steam Deck.
Yes.
I remember a decent equivalent as well was Rise of the Third Power was also really respectful about your time. Like, you could grind for stuff, but I mean, by the time you hit the end of the game, yeah, I mean, everything was just so well laid out that by the time you hit the end of the game, and if you were diligent as you went through it, you didn't have to grind for your ultimate weapons. You had them already. Yep.
And Sea of Stars, like, the optional weapons and stuff, they weren't grinds. They were, like, it wasn't, collect 50 mithril ores and 20 dragon bones. No, it was literally just do these side quests and explore more of the backstory of the characters, and you'll pick up their weapons along the way.
It's reminds of that term that Joseph and I like to use, loyalty quest from Mass Effect 2, right?
Yeah, right.
You get it during your character's loyalty quest.
I like the concept of the loyalty quests.
No, it made a lot of sense. It was like, okay, explore your character's backstory more. Mm-hmm. It's optional, but you'll get their best weapon.
Right.
You can
and that's what made The Witcher 3's endgame like side quest so endearing too, is that your reward more than better gear was just getting to know the world a little better.
That's when you've got a good game, when you're going through the quest not for necessarily reward, but because you want more of the backstory of your characters.
Right, because you actually want to see what happens to these side characters and these optional quests and everything. Like, to this day, my favorite side quests in all of gaming is the Witcher 3 one in Novigrad?
Yes.
Yeah, Novigrad. Sorry, wow, it's been too long since I played Witcher 3, apparently. Where you're hunting down the vampire.
Yes.
And you find him in that warehouse, like in the shipyards. That was just so, like, I was sucked in. Like to me, that felt like the end of a arc in a TV series that I was really wanting to wrap up. Like that hit perfectly for me.
Well, and Witcher was great because it had fewer quests, but they were all very intentional in what they wanted to show and provide the viewer, or the player.
This might be bad news, Bears.
Is this one of the evolved Metroids? Oh, yep.
Oh dear.
They really pulled it up.
Well, we did just save, so if we have to next time on Play the Hits, then we will.
Oh, it's the Ripley Scott alien meets.
He's easier to hit, he's just much more aggressive.
Is this like the baby Omega Metroid?
No, there's one
Or is he
stronger
like the
than this.
Okay. These all have names like.
I think this
Alpha,
is a
Beta,
Zeta? Betamax?
I think
Okay,
he's
good.
a beta, and then like the Alpha is the next form or something.
This is the Cucktroid. Well, at least we got our episode title in right at the end. Alright. Okay. I am really satisfied with our progress in this.
So, how much further do you think we have? Because and again, I haven't played this as much as you, so like I remember all this, but I can't gauge how far we are in the game.
I think 2 episodes and we'll be done.
You think so?
I
Okay.
do. Because we are flying, man. Cool. All right, Nick. Closing thoughts for the evening.
Always nice to revisit a classic game, even if it's unofficially licensed.
Indeed.
Glad the new computer's powerful enough to handle this.
Oh yeah, right. Now I can finally play AM2R. No, let me know if and when you get that Steam Deck. All right.
I'll let
I'll
you
have
know,
some recommendations and probably a gift to send you.
Oh, neat, interesting. I would be very interested in seeing that. Yeah, I think it'll be fun to kind of get some RPGs to go with that, and looking forward to it.
Sweet. Have a good night, buddy.
Yep, you too.